Hello guys and welcome back to the Manager Series. We'll go through different clubs around Europe and talk about who can be overtaking them over in the summer. I'm going to start with Bayern Munich. Now that we know Thomas Tuchel is leaving and their season is basically done with, let's talk about it. Let's talk about who can Bayern sign. And obviously we don't know who's going to be staying really in the summer because obviously Kimmich is up in his contract. Goretzka's always on the verge of leaving as well. Alphonso Davies is getting linked heavily with Real Madrid. The defence, you don't know where the defence is at. Obviously Neuer's getting older now. Mazraoui hasn't been consistent. Bowie is probably the preferred right back, but I've got Mazraoui in there right now. Obviously Musiala is Mr. Bayern Munich for the future. Harry Kane only joined last year. Coleman and Sane will be quite happy where they are, but there is always murmurs and stuff like that. On the bench here, you know, we've got Guerreiro, who can replace Alphonso Davies if he does end up leaving, and he has done this season when he's been injured. Gnabry, who can play on either of the wings if any of the wingers get moved around, and any of the managers I suggest prefer Gnabry as a winger. And we've got Lima as well, just for a different approach at right back, or if we're talking about Kimmich leaving and we put Lima in there. But anyway, nonetheless, let's get into the managers. I'm going to start one that's been heavily linked all year basically, and it's one that I just don't rate too much, and that is De Zerbi. I do not think he should be a Bayern manager. I don't think he's been tested enough at a high enough level. He's been at Brighton and he's been complaining all year about his injury problems. Imagine what he'd do as a Bayern manager. He'd complain. Bayern manager, who do you want to bring in? Bring in someone who's a bit more comfortable on the ball, bringing the ball forward, like he has with Lewis Dunk right now. And I'm going to say Harry Maguire, someone who's on the verge of leaving their club. Harry Maguire in there, obviously it could be Harry Maguire alongside Kim Min-jae, or alongside anyone really. Upamecano, we can have Maguire next to actual Maguire, which would be quite an interesting partnership, obviously. But I think Maguire is really coming to his own at United right now. He's in a really good bit of form and would fit right into the Bayern Munich team there, and obviously be able to drive up the pitch, as Lewis Dunk does, and he's comfortable on the ball right now as well. And then alongside him, we'd bring in Bruno Guimaraes, and that is in terms of, if Kimmich don't leave, then we can put Kimmich at right back and play Bruno G in the midfield there. Someone that's comfortable holding on his own, or he's comfortable in a 2, or he's comfortable sitting further up the pitch. This guy's comfortable in midfield. He's a very comfortable footballer. He's a very good footballer as well. And I think, with Newcastle on the verge of an FFP breakout, Bruno G might be a really good option, especially the way how De Zerbi likes to play with these workhorses in midfield. Bruno G alongside Kimmich in midfield would be insane. It would be probably De Zerbi's wet dream by the looks of it. And then we'd obviously have Musiala, who can sit just behind Kane like that, or Tell, who can do the same as well. High wingers who can, we'll see more of that move up Mazzarella. That's the kind of team we'd see more for Bayern. Obviously letting the back line hold itself, especially with someone like Neuer who can just drift into the spaces here. De Zerbi's wet dream through and through, with a ball playing midfield that he wants to be like Pep, but he's not quite, as open as Arteta is about being Pep. Let's get on to the next manager. The next manager we want to talk about is one that I would say is the most likely in my mind, because he feels right up Bayern Street. It's like right up how Bayern usually look for a manager, and that is Sebastian Hoeneß. Obviously his dad and his uncle are both heavily involved in Bayern and have both heavily been involved in Bayern in their careers, and now obviously his uncle is the chairman at Bayern, Uli Hoeneß, and it's family matters. These things collide, and I think Hoeneß would very much rely on a German backing of the team, and that's why I think he would go right up Bayern's avenue and get Andrich into the team, and that means Kimmich can go wherever he wants on a free, and then Andrich coming in, obviously right up Bayern's alley, signing the best players from the best team in the league that compete with him. So Hoeneß, a manager that's beat him this season 3-1 this weekend, actually third in the Bundesliga right now with Stuttgart, and then Andrich, who's had a really good season with Leverkusen, bringing him in. It's right by there, and then also bringing in Levi Colwill, just as someone I think they focus more on the defensive side of things on this team, and you'd see you probably keep Kimmich in there and play Kimmich at right back and be a very structured German team. I feel like what Bayern have lost over the last couple of years is that German heritage in the team. That's what I'll speak about in the next manager as well, but I feel like a stronger back line, a more systematic approach to the game is what Hoeneß would bring into the team. And with a team like this, he really can do that. If you have freedom of the attack, or the attack to go on its own, and structure in the defence, that's what's needed. And I think Colwill, Kimmich, Kim and Jay, and De Ligt as a back line, that's fierce. That sounds like the eeriness of, you know, what could be. It's not quite Milan from, you know, the 2000s, but it has the potential of it. It has the potential of it. It's a strong back line. It's 4 defenders who are proper defenders. There's no like fanciness to them. They're all good on the ball though, and they can carry the ball forward, but they're not going to whip across in with Kimmich, man. But you know, it's an interesting team is what it is. So let's move these man back out the team and let's reset the team back to who it is, because then we're on to the next manager. Next manager is someone who Bayern Munich fans will be very familiar with, and if he came into the team, I'm sure Bayern Munich fans won't complain too much because it's someone who won a treble with him. Hansi Flick. Obviously the ex-Germany manager as well, and I feel like he would want to bring back that German presence into the team that I was speaking about, what they've kind of missed, and that's where we're going to start with Malik Fior, sort of young defender to go alongside, because obviously I think De Ligt's kind of out of it. Kim Min-jae seems to be like, he was the big signing of last summer, so bring him in. Malik Fior in the defence. He can also play right back as well, but you'd want him, that German centre back. That's what they're missing right now. They had Boateng. They've had all these German heritage. That's what it is. It's heritage. And then also bring in the Metro, another young German midfielder who can play into the Kimmich, into the Goretzka, either or. One of them wants to leave, wants to go away, and once again, if they don't, then Kimmich can play right back as well. You know, it's something I don't like seeing. I like seeing Kimmich in midfield. I think Kimmich's one of the best midfielders in the world for a reason. But honestly, Malik Fior and the Metro investing in German talent, I think that's what Flick will balance for, and I think that's what Bayern need is more Germans in the team. That's heritage. That is, you know, Jose Mourinho knows it best. It's football heritage. But let's go on to the next one. And these ones go a bit wilder, but you know, it's still not too far away from the truth because he has spoken about it in real life, and that is Zinedine Zidane at Bayern Munich. Someone that gets lumped with the United job as well, but at Bayern Munich, would he cook? He's got a team that he could cook with, and I think he'd start off with someone that he's familiar with winning 3 Champions Leagues with, and he'd go for another, and that is Toni Kroos going into his midfield. What I said before, he can go anywhere he wants. He can go midfield free here, and then can Musiala can go out in the wide positions here, like he was Sané the other day, and then Coleman get lost, mate, and then you can have a midfield free. Ooh, that's a tasty midfield free. It's maybe a bit too defensive though. I don't even know who would drop out that midfield, but it'd be a sexy midfield, wouldn't it? Similar to what your is Casemiro, your is Modric. It's with a bit more style as well. It would be a juicy team, and it would once again bring back that German heritage we were speaking about there back into the Bayern dressing room, and then we'd also bring in Rafael Varane as someone else who he is familiar with from his days with Real Madrid. I think that's what he would go for. He wants someone that's familiar with his style straight away and he can implement it straight away. And I think he'd actually go with De Ligt alongside Varane. I think that they suit each other a lot more. Alphonso Davies at left back would stay. You know, he'd want to learn. Obviously, Sané would be happy with it. Musiala would be flying under Zidane, and then obviously Harry Kane would be all juiced up in the attack. Let's move Kimmich over at right back as we have been doing. And what another really juicy team. There's 2 signings and a manager, and it just changed everything. I mean, Bayern have done well this season under Tuchel, but Tuchel's not going to be the manager next year. We know he's not going to be the manager next year. But it'd be so nice. It'd be so nice. Obviously, I do think, you know, as I say, we see Kroos drop a bit deeper now. Musiala drop into the midfield more. He'd go further up forward, but it'd be to spread the attacks wider as he did with Real Madrid, and I think you'd probably see Gnabry a lot more coming into the attacks, and the same way you used Isco or Max Asensio is how we'd use Gnabry, and obviously I think Gnabry's a better player than Max Asensio, so it might even work better. Obviously you don't have a Ronaldo, but he has Harry Kane up front, who is going to be that guy who can hold the ball up for these wingers to come over and top, or to finish it off himself, as he can do. We know he can do all of this. But let's get on to the final one. The final one is a bit of a wild card, I would say, in terms of who is going to be the next. I'm missing now. I was missing Kimmich right back there. In terms of the next Bayern manager, but it's something I think would work out. Something I think I could see it happening. And that is someone very dear to my heart. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, someone who's probably not too dear to Bayern hearts right now. You know, someone who ruined their chances of winning the Champions League 25 years ago now, when United won the treble. Obviously he scored the winning goal, broke Bayern hearts, but how satisfying would it be to see him join Bayern and won them a Champions League? And he wasn't bad at United. It's his aura is like, oh yeah, Solskjaer was crap. Solskjaer got us third in the league, second in the league, and then got sacked. He had 2 full seasons at United, 2 full seasons, and he got third and second in the league. It's the 2 best finishes we've had since Fergie. We had one under Mourinho and one under Ole. I love him, I do, and I think he would succeed at Bayern Munich, and that's why I think his first signing would be someone that he'd wanted at Man United at first, and that is going to be Harry Maguire alongside De Ligt. 2 people he wanted at Bayern Munich, at Manchester United, and 2 people he'll have at Bayern Munich. He'll have Harry Kane as well, someone that he wanted. He'll have Musiala, someone that he would have wanted. He wanted Coleman a few times as well. He wanted Kimmich a few times. There's a lot of players here that get linked with United a lot under Solskjaer, so he'd be in a very happy place. And then he'd also want to bring in Bernardo Silva. He likes his workhorses. He spoke about liking his workhorses. We push Goretzka out of the team. We do this. Right, and I think this is the team that he'd go with. He'd want his workhorses in his team, and Bernardo Silva and Kimmich are proper workhorses. I think he'd more see Sacha Boey at right back, Alphonso Davies, maybe Guerrero would come into the team more at left back. You might see Lima at right back a bit more, and then a rotating front 3. Gnabry can play either of them wings, Coman can play either of them wings, Sane can play either of them wings, and he'd play around with it a lot. I think it'd be a really good option for Bayern Munich, and I'd be down for it. You know, it's, as I said, I love Ole, I do. And I think, once again, the 2 signings there that we spoke about, Harry Maguire adds to that Bayern defence. It's how Solskjaer would want to play. It's someone that he really wanted at Manchester United, and he got at Manchester United. And then Bernardo Silva, someone who is an absolute workhorse. He spoke about liking Fred. Imagine what he'd do with Bernardo Silva, someone who just doesn't stop. That battery doesn't run out on that boy. And that's what you need sometimes in your team. But yeah, that is the end of this video, guys. Let me know, Bayern fans, who you want to see as your next manager. Let me know if you liked any of these ideas. Let me know what transfers you want that manager to make. If there's any of these ones that I spoke about now, and if you agree with what I've spoke about, Bayern needing that bit more in football heritage. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. If you like the video, please leave a like. You want to see more, subscribe, because there's more on the channel all the time. Thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheers.